Well, this is interesting, playing at noon for a musician.
It's all right.
And in a library where we get to make noise. It's like we wanted to do this since we were kids. This is great. This is my friend Jami. I'm Hank. We're going to do this song. This is an old cowboy song. This is called Get Along, You Little Dogies. As I was walking one morning for pleasure, spied a cowpuncher, he was riding along. His hat was thrown back and his spurs was a jingling, and as he approached he was singing this song. Oh, whoopie-ki-yo, get along little doggies, it's your misfortune, none of my own. Oh, whoopie-ki-yo, get along little doggies, you know that Wyoming will be your new home. Well, it's early in the spring that we round up the doggies, slap on their brands and we pop off the tails. Round up the horses, load up the truck wagons, and then throw them doggies out on the trail. Oh, whoopie-ki-yo, get along little doggies, it's your misfortune, none of my own. Whoopie-ki-yo, get along little doggies, you know that Wyoming will be your new home. Mama was raised way down in Texas, where the Jews and the wheat and the sandbirds that grow. Now we'll fill you up on prickly pear and cholla till you're ready for that trail to old Idaho. Oh, whoopie-ki-yo, get along little doggies, it's your misfortune, none of my own. Whoopie-ki-yo, get along little doggies, you know that the Wyoming will be your new home. Whoopie-ki-yo, get along little doggies, it's your misfortune, none of my own. Whoopie-ki-yo, get along little doggies, you know that Wyoming will be your new home. You know that Wyoming will be your new home.
Thanks. Thank you. Next, we're going to play another cowboy tune. And this song was collected from a cowboy on his deathbed in Duluth, Minnesota in the 1920s. And it's kind of a love song. It's called The Colorado Trail.
And he was a pretty girl.
This next song is, I used to live in this house, this farmhouse outside of Sioux Falls over in Minnesota. Every day a train would go by about 60 yards from my front porch. This speed. Every day, same thing. Not to where I'd go sit out on the porch and I'd play along with the train. Very big drum machine. Well, freight train, yeah, freight train, make that sound. Our freight train, make that sound. Well, train man, Mr. Train Man, take me home. Won't you take me home? Yeah, train man, take me home. Yeah. Every time I hear that whistle blowing, hear your wheel just beating down the track. Make my sneakers wish that they were going somewhere else beside this dusty rundown track. Man, I'm going down to Georgia just to make myself unknown. I'm afraid the train take me home. Ooh, love. Well, every time I hear that whistle blowing, hear wheel just beating down the track. Make my sneakers wish they were going somewhere else beside this dusty rundown track. Man, I'm going down to Florida, lay my hands upon the sea. Our freight train carry me. Our freight train, make that sound. Our freight train, make that sound. We're going to switch Jami to a banjo here. Very dangerous instrument in the hands of the wrong people. Don't try this at home.
It's not that hard. Otherwise, I probably couldn't do it. I'm going to play another folk song for you. And in 2010, so the beginning of 2010, in the spring, I wrote a thesis for my undergraduate degree at USD in Vermilion. And I did some research on folk songs from this part of the country, from the late 1880s to probably the 1920s is the latest songs that I found. And many of those songs made it on my album that I recorded this spring. And this is one of those songs. It's kind of a blues feel to it, and it's called Sweet Thing.
Sweet thing.
have a banjo here, so we're gonna have to do "Oh Susannah." This is written by Stephen Foster. He was like the biggest American songwriter that happened at the time. Would have been the 1850s. He wrote this in about 1850. He submitted to a publisher with 5 other songs, and he got paid $100, and that's all he ever got paid for "Oh Susannah." He died when he was 37 years old with 36 cents in his pocket. I told this story to a crowd in Hill City one time, and after the show, a lady came up, and I was playing with 2 other people. She came up and gave us each 50 cents apiece. And we invested in the stock market, and it's worth 36 cents now. So, here you go. Well, I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee, bound for Louisiana, my true love for the sea. It rained so hard the day I left, the weather it was dry, sun so hot that I froze to death. Susannah, don't you cry. Oh Susannah, well don't you cry for me, 'cause I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. You can't sing along. Well, I had a dream the other night, and everything was still. Dreamed I saw Susannah, she was coming down the hill. The buckwheat cake was in her mouth, yeah, the tears in her eyes. Says, I'm coming from the south, Susannah, don't you cry. Oh, Susannah, well, don't you cry for me, 'cause I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. Everybody. Oh, Susannah, well, don't you cry for me, 'cause I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee, with a banjo on my knee. We're excited about this one. We just learned it.
So this is kind of a new song for us to play, but this is a song that was written by Gillian Welch and Dave Rawlings, so 2 of my favorite musicians that are still out playing. And they've been playing together for a long time. They met in college and started up right then. And now I think they're both in their late 30s or early 40s, and still touring the country and playing good music and writing good music. And this is one off of their new album, and it's called Hard Times.
Pretty good. All right. Oh, girl.
There was a camp town man who
can't tell me he doesn't plow no more. I seen him walking down in the cigarette store. Guess he lost that neg, he forgot that song. Woke up one morning and the mule is gone. So come on, you ragtime king, come on, you dolls that sing, dig up the dusty old horn and give it a blow. Singing hard times ain't gonna rule my mind. Hard times ain't gonna rule my mind. Sugar, hard times ain't gonna rule my mind. Thanks a lot.
That song. Well, this is a song that I thought would be appropriate to learn, called the Red River Valley. When I started to research it, I thought it was about Texas and cowboys. But it turns out that back in the 1500s, the first Europeans returning from Europe, from the New World, were talking about the blue-eyed Indians they were meeting in Canada. Turns out that the Vikings had been here for a couple of hundred years, starting basically a new crop of Indian tribe. They even called themselves half-breeds. They were called the Métis Indians, M-E-T-I-S. They lived out in the Red River Valley in Manitoba. In the 1870s, the Canadian government decided they wanted that land to grow wheat with, and they had a series of battles and evicted those guys from their homeland. Nothing new there. So this is about the Métis Indian girl who falls in love with a Canadian occupation soldier, and he's getting ready to leave and go home. And you know it's not from Texas, because what Texan would ever say, "Do not hasten to bid me adieu"? It's a long time, you know, I've been waiting for the words that you never would say. For alas, all my fond hopes have vanished, for they say that you're going away. Come and sit by my side ere you leave me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. Just remember the Red River Valley and the half-breed that loved you so true. From this valley they say we're going. We shall miss your blue eyes and bright smile, for they say that you take in the sunshine that has brightened my path for a while. Come and sit by my side ere you leave me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. Just remember the Red River Valley and the half-breed that loved you so true. Sing it all again. Come and sit by my side I dare you to leave me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. Just remember the Red River Valley and the half-breed that loved you so true. And the half-breed that loved you so true. This is a song that's been done by a zillion different people. This is called The Long Black Veil. And I wish I knew more about it. I know I first heard it when I started listening to a group called The Band many, many years ago. Oh, let's see. Yeah, we're in the same key. Cool. Well, 10 years ago, on a cold, dark night, there was someone killed neath the town hall light. There were few at the scene, but they all did agree that the man who ran looked a lot like me.
Judge said, son, what is your alibi? If you were somewhere else, then you don't have to die.
Spoke not a word, though it had meant my life. I had been in the arms of my best friend's wife. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me.
The scaffold was high and the eternity near. She stood in the crowd and shed not a tear.
Yeah, well, sometimes at night, when the cold wind moans in a long black veil, she cries over my bones. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me.
Thanks a lot. We're gonna play another old folk song, and I first heard this done by Marty Robbins, one of my dad's favorite singers, and the song itself is my grandfather's favorite song, and I finally learned it for him and played it for him a couple months ago. But it's awfully fun. It's an old cowboy poem, and so it has 15 verses, but I'm only going to sing 6 for you today. It's called The Strawberry
She
Roan.
wants me to learn the other 10.
I was out of a job just to spending my time. Out of a job and not earning a dime. Fellow steps up and he says, I suppose throwing good riders, he's had lots of luck. Well, I gets all head up and I asks what he pays to ride this old nag for a couple of days. He offered me 10 and I said, I'm your man. A bronc never lived that I couldn't span. Said, get your saddle, I'll give you a chance. In his buckboard we hopped and he drives to the ranch. Stayed until morning and right after Chuck stepped out to see if this outlaw can buck. Well, out in the horse corral, standing alone, is an old goodbye, a strawberry roan. His legs are all spouting, he's got pigeon toes, little pig eyes and a big Roman nose, little pin ears that touch at the tip. A big 44 brand was on his left hip. Ewe-necked and nose with a long lower jaw. I could see with one eye he's a regular outlaw. Well, I gets the blinds on him and he sure is a fright. Next comes the saddle and I screws it down tight. Then I steps on him and I raises the blinds. Get out of the way, boys, he's gonna unwind. He sure's a frog walker, he heaves a big sigh. He only likes wings for to be on the fly. Turns his old belly right up to the sun. He sure is a sun-fishing son of a gun. Well, he's about the worst bucker I've seen on the range. He'll turn on a nickel and give you some change. Hits on all fours and then goes up on high. Leaves me a spinning up there in the sky. Well, I turns around twice and I comes back to earth and lights in a cussing the day of his birth. I know there are ponies that I cannot ride. There's some of them left, they haven't all died. I bet all my money the man ain't alive who will stay with Strawberry when he makes his high dive. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
That's a lot of work.
If I could only count how many times I'd mix them up terribly.
Let's do more animal songs.
Yeah. So this is one of my new original songs, and my aunt, my mom and all her sisters and brothers grew up in near Marvin, South Dakota, in the northeastern part of the state, and they had milk cows and farmed and did that whole thing up there, and so when they were young, like my mom's job was to milk, and apparently one summer her sister